How do you feel about the overall progress since the South Carolina game starting ACC play right now? You pretty comfortable heading into conference play?
Well, certainly after winning the game Saturday, I mean, I think that, you know, as bad as we played, as many mistakes as we made to still win a football game, but, you know, we're very cognizant of the fact that that isn't going to work this week to be able to do that. So, you know, there's a lot of things we have to correct and pay attention to, you know, heading to Winston-Salem this week, and we'll see if we can get them corrected so that we give ourselves a chance to win.
The bad snap, he hasn't had many of them.
Yeah, but two, that's, you know, too many. He gets hyper sometimes. He gets too excited, and, you know, the blitz was coming, and just let it go. And that's part of inexperience on his part, never having been a center. You know, in those situations, you got to deaden it even more. As I said, roll it back. I don't care. You know, the guy plays second base. He can pick the ball up and play.
When you say two, you're referring to last year's South Carolina game?
No, the one he threw, you know, he threw one over Glennon's head, which was hard to do.
Oh, that's right.
I guess along with Florida State at BYU, those so far about as good as the ACC's been able to do. Is the league now? There's not going to be many more chances. So where's the league sort of stand right now?
You know, it's, who knows in today's college football. It seems like, you know, this is going to happen more and more. In fact, what was the quote I read in USA Today? I think it was probably USA Today or somewhere, where Bobby Bowden said where these guys come from. I mean, you know, today everybody's got players. I mean, as I said earlier, there are no free Saturdays, and you better be. And I think people are coaching. There are a lot better coaches out there. You know, guys used to just roll out the ball and have talent and play the game and win. I mean, that doesn't happen anymore. I think guys are well coached. Teams are well coached. They have players. They put their players in position to win. If you're not ready to play on a Saturday, anybody can win. Anybody can lose.
So those guys are working 75 hours a week too. Those coaches.
Yeah.
How about the punt formation? It's unusual to see 5 guys in the backfield.
I mean, it's hard for me to see where that call is. But I guess I can't say that because that'd be criticizing officials.
Right, right.
I don't understand why that was called.
Gotcha. The U2 concert going on around here, maybe a little bit of a circus. Does that affect anything that you guys do?
No, because we're not in the stadium or around the stadium. I mean, we go to practice and walk to practice, and, you know, they're all on the other side of the stadium, and I don't think our guys look out the window except in the morning lifting, when they're in there lifting.
Right, I guess coming back here on Saturday, there are different plans to come back here because...
No, they're going to have to bus us in here somehow.
Okay, police escort, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure that'll help. Do you have any concerns about the field?
We're going to have a new field.
Right.
No, it's been done before. It's been done at, I believe, the Meadowlands and other places before. So, you know, it probably shouldn't be so quick to say no, but I know it's been done in the past and there haven't been problems. So we won't know till it happens.
What do you see from Wake's defense?
You know, they have the 2 kids inside that are back from last year, big guys that make a lot of plays. And G's back in the secondary. They've got a lot of new kids. It seems like, you know, that they replaced Curry with a guy that was a former wide receiver that's a 4-5 guy. So, I mean, you know, I think I read a comment where Jim said they're faster than they've ever been on defense. So they're playing with a lot of speed, you know, not as much experience as they had a year ago, but, you know, they're playing hard and playing, you know, it's the Wake Forest defense. It hadn't changed. You know, they're going to stem and move up front and, you know, try to confuse you and do all those things that they do a pretty good job of.
Back to you two. With your Irish heritage, did you have any help? You help get them here?
These personal questions. I tell you about you. It reminds me of my son when he was young and asked me about in the 90s when, I guess you two, I really don't know much about, to tell you the truth. But he asked me if I was still alive when the Steve Miller Band was playing. I told him, you know, I'm still brain dead. I haven't been around since then. So.
Get some questions from the phones.
Yeah, please.
Heather, do you have any questions for Coach?
Yeah, I do.
Thanks, Heather. You saved me from petition here.
You're off to a better start this year than you guys were in the past, but I read today that you still say you guys aren't a good football team. I'm just trying to get a grasp of where you guys are, because it at least looks like you're a better football team.
Well, I think the schedule has something to do with it, and you know, that was in regard to Saturday night when we had 12 different penalties. 5 of them were false starts on offense. You know, we weren't a real crisp organization, as we just said earlier. We missed over 20 tackles again. You know, we've played 2 Division I football teams and missed over 20 tackles in both of those games. We had trouble getting them on the ground. So, you know, you look at that, we were very happy to win the game, but we certainly aren't a good football team if you're doing things like that.
Anything else, Heather?
Do you get a better sense, though, of what you guys are capable of from playing Pitt?
Well, certainly, because, you know, they're a good football team, you know, powerful up front on both sides, an excellent offensive line, you know, tailback that's shifty, quarterback, you know, they've got a lot of experience. They expect to be challenging for the Big East crown, but, you know, it had nothing to do with Pitt. It had to do with the way we played.
Anything else, Heather?
Well, I guess just the obvious follow-up to that question would be that what do you think you guys are capable of this year?
Well, we're going to find out here starting once we get to the ACC, and, you know, that's where we start this weekend in Winston-Salem.
Any other questions from the phones?
She wants U2 tickets. Call Ken. Ken's on U2. The Fighting Irish are after.
Tom, for all these home games you're going to end up playing this season, the conference schedule starts off only one home game out of the first, I guess, 4, right? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how do you feel about the schedule?
You know, I learned a long time ago, it doesn't matter what you think about the schedule, it ain't going to change. So, you know, you just line up and go play it. You know, it's in whatever order. You know, the most important thing still is to play the game of the week, because all I know is what team I got this week against, you know, the team I'm going to play. I don't know who's going to be here next week. So, you know, we continue just to march on and try to do the best we can weekly.
Do you like the idea of playing 4 non-conference games to start? You like that?
I would like to do that. You know, I think that's, you know, similar to the Big Ten model. And I think that would be a good thing. You know, the problem we still have, and you know, we discussed this at length earlier, is the end of the year,
Right.
when you have, you know, some of those state crossover games.
Anything else?
Okay.
Thanks, Coach.